Hey, anime fans! This is Animaniatrix. I'm Alpha Treyu. Uh, here with,
Oasis Gym.
and we just finished watching the anime Date Alive. I think that's how I said it. I
Yeah, Date
thought
Alive.
it's. I think it might be Date Alive. I think it's Date Alive.
I think it's Alive.
I think Date Alive because it's like Date A Live or Date A Live because Alive is what ALIVE.
Oh, the spelling is different. Alive, Alive.
That's why I was like,
Oh,
not sure how to say this one, but
it just might be Alive.
Alive might be alive
Alive. No, it's Alive. We'll just go with Alive.
or alive. Anyway, we just saw Date. We just finished watching Date Alive. Alive. Right now, this anime is kind of like reminded me of like a dating Sims kind of anime. So Oasis, what did you think of Date Alive?
Um, I thought it was going to be about dating in person, going on, going on actual dates, going to different places. Um, Date Alive reminds me of being alive and doing actual activities and living.
So basically, like I said, like a dating sim. I thought it was gonna be just like a dating sims too. Like he was going to just basically like just like take these girls out on dates and kind of like rent a girlfriend.
Yeah,
I
I
thought it was
like
gonna be
that.
like yeah, like rent a girlfriend. For anybody who's watched rent a girlfriend, that's what the impression I was getting, right? So yeah, I agree.
I don't know if I thought of it like just a guy dating different females. I just thought maybe like a bunch of different dates,
Mm.
not just one guy, just a bunch of different dates.
Oh, okay. Like, yeah. I mean, that's what it sounds like. So you mean like a kind of like a speed dating type show? I think there's a show like that. I forget what it's called. I think it's called First Date. It's
Okay.
called First Date or First Date. It's not an anime or anything, but yeah, it's like a actual show, First Date. It's kind of like the old show Blind Date, but it's like a guy. He just no, it's not a guy. It's like a bunch of people going out on dates for the first time, but they don't know who they're about to date.
Okay, I think I do remember that show.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, more like that.
First Date. Yeah,
More like that. Oh, that's what I thought. What did you think?
I just said what I
Oh well.
thought.
Anyways, um, what it was actually about. Oh, I got some of it right of what I thought it was going to be about, but I thought different people, but it was actually about just a guy, a high school guy, Shido,
Shido.
about Shido, um, dating different females that are also spirits, dating different female spirits. Um, I remember they can also cause disasters in the world. So he had to date them to try to take their power away or steal their powers
Yeah, yeah,
so they wouldn't cause havoc on the earth.
yeah.
And he also has people telling him what to say in the background,
Oh yeah.
best choice scenarios.
That's why I was reminding me of a dating sim. I thought it was gonna be like a dating sim because you got the options there.
I like that. I think it's funny.
It actually just made it. It made me want to actually play a dating sims game. Like, sorry, I was getting an itch, but I am. I don't. There's not really any good dating sims games. At least that I know of. If anybody know of any good dating sims games, feel free to leave it in the comments because I'm interested after watching this.
Yeah, they made it look fun. I even wanted to guess with them. Oh, I think he should say this.
Right. Right. I agree. Yeah.
Makes you want to see what the outcome is going to be. He says different things. It'd kind of be cool if they did do it like that, but I guess the show would have went somewhere else.
So, did you like this show?
Um, yeah, I did, and well, I thought it was a bit corny. I thought it was a bit corny, going on dates and having people in your head
Mm-hmm.
telling you telling you what to say, what to do. I thought that part was a bit corny.
I thought it was amusing.
But,
I wouldn't have minded seeing more of that going on. Like
it was also funny too, so I can't knock it.
the whole spirit aspect caught me off guard. Like the whole like the girls are from a different world. So like we just watched season 1, so I hear there's a couple more seasons of this, or you know what I'm saying, like they're in the manga. There's this manga's longer, right? So I don't know what to expect for the future. I'm not necessarily sure if I'm gonna keep keep on with the show. I might, you know what I'm saying, because with this season it did seem to kind of start picking up at the end. So I'm assuming that it's gonna like start to build up even more momentum as the story continues. Uh, but like I said, going into it, the first half, I'm like, all right, dating sims, and I didn't mind that at first because I think that's what I was missing from Rent a Girlfriend. You know, that we mentioned Rent a Girlfriend. That was like, uh, I enjoy Rent a Girlfriend. Don't get me wrong, but I think the itch that I was trying to get scratched with Rent a Girlfriend was like the dating sim aspect that you get here. So I'm thinking that's what I'm walking into.
Where you
But
get to choose answers.
yeah, where they're like you know, like coaching them the whole time throughout the show to help them get
Yeah.
girls. Like I'm thinking that's what's happening because remember with the episode with Origami, like the first like the initial when they first started doing it with Origami, like he's talking to Origami, he's like, oh, you know what I'm saying, like you want to go out, and he asked her for a number. She's like, yeah, I don't mind. I thought that's the direction, but like I said, like the whole spirits and the ASA and you know like these girls looking like they something straight out of Kill la Kill or what's the one show?
I like that anime.
Yeah, like it's just all of that. I didn't expect that. It seemed like they just had a lot of parts going on. Didn't I don't know. I can't say it took away from my expectations. You know, I just kind of try to like watch to see what happens with this. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to think about this one. To be honest, it was entertaining. I give it that. Definitely not something I used to. Like I can't say this is my style of. I'm happy. I'll say I'm happy I gave it a chance. I'm happy I gave it a chance. You know, to entertain me. That it delivered in that department. But like I said, I do think it's due to pick up. It's different. Another thing I like about anime, like with anime, you kind of you see a nice title, you go into watching a show and you're like, oh, okay, this looks interesting, and then I don't know if it's just how things are here in the West. You know, America, we have like a preconceived notion of how certain things are going to, like you kind of like want to predict what you're about to watch. But the thing I like about anime is like you look at it and you're like, all right, this must be what it's going to be about, and you end up on a ride in a different direction, but you don't necessarily. It's not necessarily bad. You be like, oh, what am I watching? But then it's like, all right, even if it's bad, it's not bad because it's like, all right, I sat through this. Uh,
At least it kept your attention.
yeah, it's not my cup of tea, but okay, all right. I'm glad I finished it. I guess
Satisfaction.
I don't know about satisfaction, but it's not. It's like
At least you got through it.
It's like imagine getting in a car. You think you like getting into a Uber or something. You think you're going one way. You think you're going somewhere, and then you end up going somewhere else. You still got a good. You still have, but you're still having a good time. You're like, all right, I'm still having a good time, but I ain't want to go here. Nobody asked to come here. That's what a lot of anime is like for me. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I can think the same way in an Uber car.
Well, I'm not saying literally. I'm just saying as an example. Or like, all right, like let's say you go to a restaurant or something, or like you think like you think you're getting one thing, or you think or like you might order something off the menu. You're like you think one thing's coming to the table, and then something else completely comes something else entirely comes to the table, and you're like, what the hell is this? I didn't ask for this. Like, yes, you did. This is exactly what you ordered. And you're like, okay. And then you go to taste it, and you're like, all right, I don't really, not really what I'm expecting, but I guess it's all right. Then you wind up while you're saying that the entire time you're eating it.
Oh, okay.
You're like eating the food like, this isn't what I wanted, but yeah, guess it's okay. Like that's how some anime is to me. It's like I'm watching it, like as I'm watching it, I'm like, it's not really what I would be normally would watch, but I might as well finish it, right? And then like next thing you know, you got through the entire series, and you're like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So I do like that aspect. It does open you up to uh, different stories or different genres that you probably typically wouldn't find yourself interested in. And don't get me wrong, more times than not, you do walk away from it still kind of like, still don't care for this type of genre. But for somebody like me who watches a lot of anime, it's like, all right, another anime under my belt. So it's kind of like, there's that. But anyway, back to Date Alive, right? So I kind of have mixed feelings about this one. I did enjoy it. It was just kind of like a harem anime, right? He's like the only guy in the entire.
All these females.
Yeah, he's like the only guy, I think.
The only guy and getting all these females.
Other than the ones back at the ship, telling them. Giving them tips. And that's another thing. Like when he was like, "Oh, this like when he were in his ear, like, all right, we got the best professionals, the dating experts from all across the world and something." I'm like, oh, okay, like I like that. I was like, all right, yeah, but then it turned into him trying to change spirits or save spirits by, like you said, taking their powers away. All right, I guess this is the direction we're going. Kind of glad it wasn't just like a slice of life, like without, like, because I do like action, so I am happy that it had a lot of action in it. But at the same time, it's kind of like, huh, what happened? So like I said, it didn't pick up till the end, the second half. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, I do feel like we are left at a cliffhanger.
Yeah, I do too. I think I do want to see what happens in season 2.
Yeah, this is like a cliffhanger.
I think I'll keep going.
And I feel like it's a lot of things that are still open ended. Certain things not answered. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm missing certain things. You know what I'm saying, like for example, the spirits, where they actually come from, and then this power, the spirits of the spirits. Like I know the one girl, I think her name's Yashino, the bunny girl with the puppet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like her, for example, she has like a rabbit, and I just feel like certain things are just, she has a rabbit, but like the other girl, Toka, what's hers? like she don't have a spirit, or I haven't seen her spirit, or like for example the other girl with the clock.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The girl with the clock eye. She has her spirit is like a clock, I guess. Hers, that's what hers is.
I thought Toka was with a sword.
Is that it? I mean, all of them had weapons, didn't they? Or let's say like his sister. His sister turns out to be the fire spirit, right? And she, I forget what they said the fire spirit name was, but apparently it had a name. Just like Yashino's spirit had a name, the rabbit had a name. Because remember on the one episode where she, like, you know, she lost the puppet and then she like went berserk and then, you know, this big ass rabbit came out.
Mm.
That was the spirit,
was the spirit.
from her power, right?
Spirit.
So, like I said,
Okay,
his sister, what's her name? You know her name? His sister with the lollipop. The girl, you know what I'm talking about? The girl
with the red hair.
Yeah, girl with the lollipop. She they said the name of the fire spirit. Sorry guys, I'm terrible with these anime names.
Yes. Kotori. I don't know. I don't know what freaking name. I don't know what her name is.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
Anyways.
Right. Yeah, so the fire spirit had a name. So see, I'm lost my train of thought. The fire spirit had a name. The bunny had a name. So it's like, all right. For me, I'm wondering where is that coming from? Like some of those things aren't answered.
Or where those things came from.
Because at first I thought they themselves were the spirit, but like for example, how that by, you know, the episode we just watched, Shido's like talking to his sister like, oh, she's not the spirit, I'm the spirit now. So and then like the power seems to be able to cut on and cut off, and now it seems like the powers can be transferred. Or like the girl that possesses this, or the spirit that possesses sister is the spirit itself. So maybe Toka's not really a spirit. Maybe there's just a spirit on Toka, especially so you can turn it on or off. Like there's certain things that were kind of like unanswered for me. I don't know if they explained it and I just missed it.
No, I don't think so. I missed it too. Unless they explained it, but just wasn't listening to it. I don't know.
I just went one ear out the other.
Right?
It was like, huh?
Maybe.
So, yeah.
I also got some this anime also gave me anxiety.
Gave you anxiety.
Because he was dating girls at the same time.
Oh yeah. When he was on a date and he scheduled 3 dates at one time.
Yeah, that part.
For the same day, it did that overlapped. He had 3 overlapping dates. Yeah.
Trying to manage them all at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Normally, stuff like that does give me anxiety attacks.
Oh,
too.
hold up! I'm not feeling too good.
Right. Normally, stuff like that, I'd be feeling the same way. But I think the tone of the show, because it seemed a bit like comedy, it took that tension away from me. Because for me, it was just like, all right, what's goofy? What goofy stuff is going to happen next? Right. And that's another thing. Like him himself, Shido. He was like, I noticed there's a common theme with a lot of these types of animes, right? With like these harem type. This is like an arc. I don't know if it's just that they just prefer this archetype of guy, but he's just as a protagonist or as the main character. Like, all right, I understand. It's like on the one hand, he's like, I want to save these girls, but on another hand, it's like he doesn't really have a personality.
He just seems to be all about the female.
No, like I don't know. He doesn't really seem to have a personality. Like a lot of these guys, like I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But when I watch certain animes, you try to identify with certain characters, and this is why with a lot of anime, a lot of people gravitate towards characters who aren't the main character. People like side characters a lot more because for some reason a lot of animes go with the main character. It's almost like they keep the main character as a blank slate, but the side characters they tend to have personality, and with a lot of shows, and this is one of those shows where everybody besides him seemed to have a personality, right? Him himself was like other than
do you mean like smart, funny, them kind of personalities?
yeah, those are more like traits. But I mean, just like what can I compare it to? Like, all right, let's take Naruto for example, because there's a show with a lot of characters in it. Or no, I mean, do one even better. Black Clover. Black Clover is a show. A lot of different characters. Asa has a personality though, but what I mean, like a lot of shows will tend to keep like the main character kind of like blank and have like every side character or every character in the world like with different personalities. And I bring back Clover up because that has this like a rose gallery of different personalities. Like every character in the show has a different personality. You got Charmy, uh, you know, you know. Anytime you think like whatever you think, anytime you say one of these characters' name, you can automatically associate their personality, like Captain Yami, like automatic his personality comes to mind, like how he is, right?
Okay.
But then you get a show like this where you like the Shido. You don't really think of nothing because he's not like he's a blank person. Like he doesn't really have a personality.
Okay, I see.
Another show like that is like Dragon Ball Z. Goku, he doesn't really have a personality. But like a lot of these shows, not having a personality is their personality. You know what I mean? So like shows like this, the show Monster Musume is another one. Main character, no personality. Everybody around him has a personality. This show reminds me of Super X Heroes. Main character, the guy on that show, Super X Heroes. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Main character, no personality. Everybody around him has a personality. Um, that was one more I was thinking
What
of.
about like DXD?
No, Issei has a personality.
Oh, okay.
Issei
So
has a personality.
yeah.
No, like
I was supposed to say not like him.
yeah, not like that. I mean, like I don't know, like
How about Ray Zero?
Ray Zero.
Yeah.
Uh,
He seemed a little blank.
Subaru. No, Subaru had a personality, but it's more so you see it more so in these harem anime. Oh, I was gonna say Elemental No Blade Dance. That main character, yeah. That was a sub anime I watched. That's another example. Main character, no personality. Everybody around him has personality. Speaking of Elemental No Blade Dance, it's funny because him, for those for anime fans who have seen both, it's funny like the resemblance is uncanny between the main character Elemental No Blade Dance and the fiery redhead on there and Shido and his sister on this one. Like they look like dang near it's almost like they stole the art. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that being said, where was I going with that? Yeah, so Cheeto, here we have a character who really doesn't have much of a personality other than his determination for saving the girls. I don't know if it's just me, but I just I feel like I don't know. It's just kind of old for me, or at least it's old quick. Now that I see it's like reoccurring with many different shows. But I don't know. Maybe they do that so the watchers can identify with the characters more. I guess I don't know.
It's reminding me of Inuyasha.
How Inuyasha had a personality. You naming all these characters with strong personalities.
I was thinking about the part where he just want to save the woman.
Well, I was just saying like that was an aspect of his personality. Other than that, he himself just seemed
Nothing.
yeah, just like an empty slate. He was just like, all right, his main thing is I want to save these spirits. I want to save these girls. That's his main thing. All right, cool. That's his ambition. But when it came to like interpersonal relationships, like communicating with the girls and just on a day to day thing, like he really didn't show much of a personality, and it showed. I guess the reason why I bring that up is just because it's kind of it's curious to me. In these harem animes, the females find attraction toward these guys. Obviously, it's a show, but what do I do? I tend to take pick these shows apart when I I cross examine and analyze these things. But yeah, it's like I don't know. Maybe I just like I'm into more of a storytelling type thing. Like when I watch a show, I like to see why the girl falls for him or why the guy falls for the girl, or show me like what the guy is doing or what's happening to make the characters you know build that type of connection. I'm not saying that it didn't have that, or because there are certain instances where he's like really showing that he's really into the girl. So based on what he's doing, all right, cool. But other than that, it's like as a person, it's like, dude, like I don't know, because even like, all right, I'll put it like this: when the girls try to engage him, like Origami, for example, right? When the show first starts, he's like, he doesn't really show a lot of interaction with Origami at all, but she has a crush on him. All right, cool, understandable. But then after that, after he's like, all right, let's go on a date, or I want to deal with you, or take you like take you out and stuff, get your number. She's like, yeah, all right, cool. From that moment forward, she just it's like almost like she wanted him, and it was like, all right, but he was like resistant, like he's so indifferent about dealing with her. It's like, why is she so interested? Like, what is he's not doing anything to show himself as an interesting character, nor is he showing a level of interest enough in her for her to be so all about him the way she is. He's like he's very indifferent to Origami, which so far is one of my favorite girls in this show, just based on how she and speaking on Origami, her character personality is typically it's unexpected because typically you get a character like Origami, I'm expecting her to kind of be like somewhat of a bitch, just based on how she is. But she opens her mouth and she says the exact opposite of what I'm expecting from a character like her. But then, like she says the exact opposite, but she still holds on to the composure of the stereotypical personality of that archetype of that you would see in other shows like that character. But like she's saying, like she's holding her composure as that archetype, but what she says is complete opposite. And I think for me, that's what makes Origami a bit charming, especially since as the show continued to progress, she's like becoming more and more like aggressive and more into Shido. Don't know why she's so into Shido, but I don't know. I'm liking like the more instances I see her in, more screen time she gets, she's always doing something. I'm like, look at this girl. But I digress.
Maybe they like the anonymous, keep to themselves type of guys. Maybe they I don't know. Maybe they like the kind of guys that don't really have a personality. Maybe they find them kind of guys more attractive.
What did you think? You like his character?
Not really. His personality, like Nah, it's too off for me. Like I can't.
That's off. What
I
do you mean
can't
by
remember.
off?
I can't even remember like anything about his personality.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's not really a
He's not
memorable
memorable. So
like
it's like
type of character. He's not. There's nothing
I
really
can't
to
remember
him.
nothing besides him like throwing himself in a way to save a chick.
Yeah. And
Brave.
then like I was saying, he's so indifferent. Not only to origami, but a lot of like the advances, you know, and the flirty situations that he's in with these girls. It's like he's kind of just like he doesn't really.
He didn't even make that memorable.
He's not all right. Like for example, remember the what was it like the the spirit that's all dressed in all black or red and black, the one with the clock eye. Yeah, she reminds me, by the way, of the one character off of Gate, the lolly on there. I should do side by side on these videos, so people know what I'm talking about. There's a lolly on Gate dressed in all black, just like her, like this one on with the clock eye. They similar. I thought I was watching this for a second. I thought I was watching the wrong anime. I was like, is this Gate? What is this? But yeah, like her, like she's coming on to him like super strong. He's like, oh, show me your panties, and she's like, okay. He's like, no, never mind. Like, what is going on with this guy?
Yeah, he was acting weird. I didn't like that with him. He acting too weird.
And this goes back to what I was saying before in another video where we were talking about the maturity, showing the maturity level of the show. It's like, is this targeted towards kids or adults? It's kind of hard to tell when you got a character like this that doesn't really deal with situations like that well. Comes off as childish. But I digress from that. I'm not trying to go ham in that direction again with this. But it just seems like we're getting a lot of... So lately, we've been watching a lot of shows where that's the theme with these characters. The main character, yeah.
The guy, main character, childish.
Yeah, it's coming off as childish and not knowing how to handle situations like this with the females. Speaking of...
yeah, they are showing that a lot.
Speaking of... yeah, speaking of that, like I said, these two, Shido and his sister, Lollipop sister, like I was saying, she reminded me of the girl on Elemental No Blade Dance. She also has the same exact personality, dang near, as a girl off of Elemental No Blade Dance. She looks exactly the same. It's almost like they just took her, just copy and paste this girl. I should do a side by side, and I think that's another reason why I'm kind of like taken back by this and have mixed feelings, because the show is like reminding me of a lot of different animes, like elements of Gate, elements of Blade Dance, elements of Super X Heroes, Rent a Girlfriend. There's a lot going on in this show that's kind of like I don't know, I don't know how to make heads or tails of it.
I'll have to watch Element.
Yeah, you ain't missing nothing.
But
you're not missing anything. That's another one that kind of was like that fell kind of flat.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh well.
For me, anyway. I mean, by all means, if you want to check it out.
I can't really seem to get into animes but sub. But I'll try to see her twin.
And she was also a fire user on that show
really?
too. Yeah,
Cool.
It's like almost exactly the same girl.
Okay, now I definitely gotta try to watch it and read. Watch it and read.
So
I'll try.
Moving forward, any characters stand out to you? Because Cheryl stood out, but for not standing out for me. It's like he's not standing out so much.
For not standing out.
Yeah, he's not standing out so much that he stood out for me. Like okay. He's not standing out.
I guess that made him memorable.
That made him not. That made him like, what's going on? He's supposed to be a main character. He's not standing out. Now he stands out completely.
Yeah.
Well, other than him, any other characters, stand out for you?
My character that stood out was Yoshino.
Oh, okay. Bunny Girl.
Yes. She was my favorite character.
Really?
Yep. I liked her the most.
I think that rabbit talked too much.
Well, besides her puppet rabbit.
I like the rabbit, don't get me wrong. I just felt like every time she was on the screen and it came time for her to say something, it was the rabbit talking. It's like, all right. I like the rabbit, but I think the rabbit just doing a little too much talking when it's time for her to talk.
It did, but I also like that I got to saw her too.
So what'd you like about her character?
Well, I like that she was adorable. And she was small like a lolly. She was just overall cute.
Oh, okay.
Overall, just very, very cute. Kind of remind me of a little girl. But, anywho. Her puppet remind me, remember, Beyblades?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The guy on there with the puppets.
I forget his name on Beyblade. Beyblade Burst.
Yeah, I can't remember that guy's name.
The guy with the both feet. He had puppets in two hands. But he even did more talking than she does.
Yeah, he did do more talking. But yeah, it reminded me of that.
She was reminding me of a Scarface off of Batman. Well, at least the rabbit was. How he talks. He had a lot of moxie, and like Scarface from Batman.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I liked her, even though I wish she would have talked more, but yeah. Origami was okay. She seemed a bit mean and demanding to me. But I do like her sexual effort.
Like how assertive she is. But like she wasn't doing that at first. That's what I was saying. Like at first she was it's like she built up to that. Like he drove her to that point. Because even in the one episode she was like, "Hey, so you like girls that are like this? So let me try it." Because she wasn't doing that at first. Because even with the when she tried, it's like she's trying different things to get this guy's attention. Because even when he came to her crib, she had a maid outfit on. She's trying to get his attention. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like her. You know what I'm saying? She's like going the extra mile to try to like
she did that.
to do things to get his attention, but he's like I said, he's so indifferent to her. He's so indifferent to her. If anything, if you ask me, he seems like he likes Toka the most, and then after Toka is his little sister, and then Yashino, and then the girl with the clock in her eye. He's not even worried about Origami. That's what it seemed like. Ooh. Yeah, he's not even thinking about Origami. But it's almost which kind of I could sense her frustration of wanting to get his attention and go the extra mile and do even more. Cause like remember it was on the hospital bed, or like in the hospital scene, like she's like trying to do all this, like she wants his attention, but he's just like not even feeling it. Or like when it was at the swimsuit store, and she's trying to like have a little contest between her and Toka, modeling the swimsuits, trying to get his attention. But he's just like, well, what is wrong with this dude? He has like no personality.
None whatsoever. I like how she was like, take this off to reveal my swimsuit.
Right.
I thought that was so cute. I'm like, oh.
It's kind of like Ash. I don't know if you remember Ash off of Pokemon. Like the first several seasons of Pokemon, Ash had a personality.
Mm.
But it's like now Ash, like I don't know how what is he going. I don't know what he's doing now, in the Hawaii version of him. But I was like, you know, but there was like a time where Ash was like completely like no personality. It's like they switched Ash's character up. He wasn't really showing any personality. He's just a very agreeable. Just I don't know. He just seemed blank. But versus the Ash that we know from back from Kanto, who had a lot more like animation and to who he was. Shido kind of reminds me of that, especially with that swimsuit scene. He's just like watching the girls and just like with nothing to say, just indifferent.
I'm surprised his nose didn't start bleeding.
Oh yeah, I thought he was gonna get a nosebleed.
Definitely.
But then, like even that's like no personality,
no
no reaction, no response, no. He's just like. But I mean, it does make for him. It does make for a good person to have listening into an earpiece and have them instruct of what to say. It does make for a good person to do that because he's just kind of so like meh.
Yeah, it fits.
Yeah, it does fit that at least. I just just tell them, just do whatever they tell me, say whatever they tell me to say. They tell me to say in my ear.
That one guy with the yellow hair, he had a lot of personality. The one that's telling him what to do.
Oh,
personality.
Freaking masochist.
His personality was crazy.
He just likes pain and punishment. He likes dominatrix.
S&M.
Yeah, like
the
that
opposite,
S&M.
he wants to be the slave.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that guy.
His personality was
At first I was feeling bad for him. The girl was like, oh, go out there and shovel and then fill up the hole. No, she's like, spend all day shoveling and then fill the hole up and then do it again and do it again for a week. I was like, what the hell? I was mad. I felt sorry for him, but then as a couple episodes later, I'm like, okay, yeah, this guy is like enjoying the punishment way too much.
He liked it.
He's like, you missed an opportunity to get your face kicked in. It's like, what? I don't know, like if it's just these animes.
Missed the opportunity to get ran over.
I don't know if it's just these animes or is this really how these dudes be over there in Japan? Do they really like the women to be so abusive? I don't know. That's the impression I'm getting with these shows. Like the females, they just abusive, and the guys, they just love it.
Yeah, I did wonder that too. I don't know.
Well, anyway.
Remember, he had a sister. I believe her name was Mana.
Mana, yeah, I remember her sister.
She looked just like him.
I see the shows like very sister complex-y. Even though Lollipop doesn't have any relation to him.
Carl Lollipop.
Wow, her name. I'm tired of trying to guess.
I don't know what her name is either.
Lollipop, because I know she's sucking a lollipop every time you see her. Right?
Yeah, she always is.
So.
Except for when she's fighting. She probably is still doing it.
Yeah, she's not really related to him by blood. So she wants to be with him. And he's like, I see you as a sister. So,
sorry, sis.
Well, she has a brother. Oh, I guess he doesn't have a sister complex. She has a brother complex. But I don't know what's up. Like, what is up with this dude? Like, it does seem like his main concern is Toka. Like, he's partial to Toka.
Yeah.
But even with Toka, he's indifferent. So, kissing other girls and just, I don't know. I can't really get a measure on this guy. But even with his sister, she seemed like she had a brother complex too. Like she's coming in, she's fighting over him. She wants him. But I think that's supposed to be his real sister. Or I don't know. Or it's implied. I don't know. Yeah. Man,
yeah. supposed to be his real sister, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. At this, because it seemed like everybody's fair game for him. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's no commitments. He's just, I don't know if he's a virgin or what.
He's seeming like it, or just not interested. I don't know. Like some robot or something.
Well, if anything else, the show was funny. I give it that.
Yeah, it was funny.
This was a funny show. Did a better job of making me laugh than Super X Heroes did, I think. If I compare them against each other, I think this one was a little funnier.
Yeah, it was funny. You think that was incest that they put in there about the brother and sister, or it doesn't count because she's not really his sister?
Really? Is that even a real question?
I don't know. It seemed like it was incest, but
If it's obviously it's not his sibling, then it's not incest. And it's not incest because he didn't have sex with anybody. That's why I said it's a sister complex or a brother complex, sibling complex. That's not
complex. Okay, yeah, I'm saying it
incest
wrong.
Incest means you're having sex with your siblings.
Okay, my bad. I was saying it wrong. All right. Well, overall, this anime, I liked it. Anyways.
You're funny. Now that I'm done picking it apart, which I probably could still pick apart, but I don't want to seem like I didn't enjoy the show. It was entertaining. Like I said, if anything else, it was funny. Did a good job of that. I don't know. I guess I'm as I'm watching some of these shows, I'm starting to see that I don't mind like shows like this, like light-hearted, comedy and just entertainment type shows. I don't mind stuff like that every so often, but I kind of enjoy more of like heavier stories, like heavier plot, deeper stories and thicker. You know what I'm saying shows like with more depth to them. I'm starting to see that I'm more into that because I'll rate those like really highly, especially if it's done very well. Show like this, kind of like nothing, no weight to it. Kind of like falls into like a area of like kind of like a take it or leave it kind of thing.
6.
What's 6? Fine, average. I think 6 is fine.
Yeah, 6 is fine.
Fine, good.
Fine,
was it good?
Yeah,
okay. I think it's kind of like for me, it's a take it or leave it. I don't want I feel like this is one of those shows that if you like this kind of show, you'll really like this. Because it wasn't bad. I don't know if I could say it's above average as far as like plot, but it was funny. It was a fun show. It was a fun watch. Remember there was a time we just started watching. We just started watching the episodes back and back and back. It was easy to get through. Easy watch, easy binge type of show. So it wasn't like I dragged my foot getting through it. So I mean, for entertainment value, I say it's entertaining. But as far as like comparing it to another anime, thinking of it comparatively to other shows, yeah, I probably would say, I could take it or leave it as far as like it being average or fine or good. It's not bad. But they're giving me like a 4 is bad, right? 4 is bad, 5 is average. 5 is average and 6 is fine, right? So because we have those options, because typically like it's good or bad. It's not bad. So I would say good. I would say good, but they give us fine and average. I think I would say average, a little bit above average. So I'll probably say 6. Yeah, you're right. I probably say 6.
6.
But I think no, because I only say that because I think on my anime list it's actually going a lot higher than that. I think it's like almost an 8. Like people like this show.
Mm.
I know I could judge pretty critically and pretty harsh at times. You know what I'm saying? But I like to also like think about my rating too. Like think about like if I rate something and then I like to double think like all right, make sure I really feel like make sure I'm not being too like closed minded. But like I said, thinking comparatively, probably would rate it a 6. But I think I got other things that are rated at 6 that I think this is better than. It's another thing. So maybe a 7. Maybe would do a 7. Probably between a 6 and 7. I do think this is better than some of the shows I have as a 6 already. But it's like some of the shows that I have as a 7, it's not as good as those. So there's like a gray area. So that's my thoughts.
I give it a 6. And I guess it could go for a 7 too, but I guess I'll just keep it at 6. The fight scenes were nice.
Whatever happened to, and speaking of fight scenes, whatever happened to the girl with the clock? Aye. 1 minute, his sister's shooting her with a blast.
I guess she had to retreat. She lost power.
No, remember, because Shido jumped in front of the blast. Next thing you know, next scene, she's in the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
What happened? Yeah, she did.
Maybe she ran out of time.
Lollipop, about the shooter. Shido jumps in front of the blast. He jumps in front of the blast. You know what I'm saying? And then he's like, no, don't shoot. She shoots. And then it just blacks out. Next thing you know, Shido's in the hospital. They did not another mention of Clock Eye. Not another mention. Next thing you know, he's going on a date with his sister. Where did Clock Eye go? I thought she was like the biggest threat to the school.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah, like didn't she like freeze time in the school, keep the school the schools like suspended in like a different time zone? What is happening? I guess they'll explain it in the manga.
Maybe season 2.
They'll explain it, you know, what's going on in the manga, but like the school's suspended in time. I don't know. Like Origami said, she just saw the fire spirit. She blacks out. Like everybody blacks out. Nobody knows what happened. Nobody's questioning this. We're just gonna go on a date with sister.
They like forgot all about her
and just push forward. Just push forward. Like all right, we're just gonna leave this part of the story. Sweep this under the rug. Like it didn't just happen. Like this whole what was the point of that whole scenario? Because you remember Toka's in the school like weak. She can't get up there to the roof. That whole, I don't know. For that scene to be what it was, just for it to just get cut off like that, and then he wakes up in the hospital and has to go on a date with his sister for the last couple episodes, with no mention of Clock Eye again, was kind of weird. Because I like Clock Eye. He made the show interesting.
Clock Eye.
Clock Eye and Origami made the show interesting. I did like the fact that his sister started to show more character. You know what I'm saying? Because at first I thought that was just her character. Lollipop was just going to be the commander. You know what I'm saying? She just sits at the base and just tells them what to say. Like, I thought that was going to be who she was at first. Like, I thought she was just going to do that the whole time. But then to see that she actually turned around and had spirit powers, and you know the plot kind of thickened with her, and she actually had character. She came out more and then got to fights and stuff.
Come on,
Lollipop. Yeah, I did like that they gave her character more purpose. Because I felt like I did feel like at the beginning they were kind of wasting her potential. But then I also did think they were going to do a lot more with that dating sims game that she was I don't know if they created it, that organization created it, or I forget what they said about that. But I thought that was, there was gonna be a little more with that. But all right, she turned out to be a spirit too. I was like, all right, no, at least they're doing something with her.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Now every girl, now he's surrounded by spirits.
Yeah,
The only girls that's not spirits is Mana and Origami. They're regular humans, I guess.
Mm.
Well, now I think Lollipop is a human again because he kissed her, took her powers away. Speaking of,
She's a human again.
Speaking of taking her powers away, he has the ability to get killed and come back to life.
Oh yeah, about that. I forgot about that. Like some Ray Zero type stuff.
Right.
But he doesn't start back from the beginning like Ray Zero does.
I thought that was kind of confusing because it's like, all right, if you can come back to life, why everybody worried about him getting shot? Because every time he jumped in front of a bullet or jumped in front of something, they're like, no, move, get out the way. You can die. He's like, nah, you forgot my ability. I'll be back here. I'll be right back.
Yeah, he totally did get shot up and came right back.
And that also makes the hospital scene a little confusing too. It's like, what's the point of why is he in the hospital if he could just come bounce right back? Because remember the one time he died, they killed him.
Yeah.
He got shot. And he came right back.
Yeah, I think his body did regenerate, it healed back up. I think he had like a hole.
I don't know. Maybe he just he's getting more power for every girl he kiss and take. Power to take. His ability is too confusing for me. It's too much of an enigma. I think he should fight. He should fight Subaru. They should have a death battle. Him and Subaru.
I don't know who will win out of that. Subaru could start from the beginning.
No comment. Maybe I do think Subaru probably because Subaru starting over, I think
gives them more the advantage.
Yeah, it gives them more of an advantage than starting from where you left off. Anyway, trying to think, is there anything else that I want to mention? Because I think for the most part I said everything I wanted to say about this anime. As far as the fans that haven't seen this, would I recommend this anime? Would you recommend this anime?
Yeah, I would.
You would? I think it's a fun anime. I don't know if I'd recommend it.
It's fun. It'll keep your attention. The visuals are nice. Yeah.
So you looking forward to season 2?
I am.
Yeah.
I want to see them put some more questionnaires up and.
Mm-hmm. I am because I think it's going to get. I have a feeling it's going to get better. I don't know why I stopped at 12 or 13 or whatever that was. Kind of stopped like just as it was getting good. It just kind of like cut off.
Yeah. No. I hope they do put more out. Another season out. Right, they just stop there. They'll just leave us wondering what happens next. Yes, I would recommend it.
Well, that's my commentary. I can't think of anything else that I think is I should document.
Anything else I could think of is the girl with the clock eye. How she controls time and she kept killing herself.
I think that was a busted ability. That's the best ability. I think her ability is overpowered for that show. Like I want to see her fight against like on Death Battle or something. Be her featured on Death Battle.
Fight against the Wizard King.
Oh yeah, that would be dope. Her versus the Wizard King Julius.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, I think so. I guess that's it.
I like her personality. Like she's like you say what you call it like sexually forward. I like that about her too. Like she's like
Oh, to go with the clock.
yeah, clock eye. Like she's like I will have him. I didn't know what was going on at first. Like she was like first she wanted to have him, then she wanted to eat him.
Oh, okay.
I mean, what was all right? What? What's happening?
Mm. Maybe he's. I don't know. I'm not sure what to even call that.
I think what I predict because I know some fans probably already seen or know the manga, know what's going to happen next. What I predict for when we watch the next installment to this, what I predict is going to happen is like right now I'm rating season one about like a 6.5, just shy of 7. I predict that the next season is going to get better. I can't say the same for Super X Heroes though. But I do predict that it's going to get better. It has all the elements to be better than what it is. I do think that this first season, or where things are left off, just created like a premise to build off of, like world building and however there. But basically, what's going on, what the show's going to be about. Now that they actually had a premise, I think they could build on top of this and go like do so much more. That's my final thoughts. You have any final thoughts?
I just hope they keep going and don't just stop everything. That's all.